Earthquake update in Turkey and Syria, the death toll increased dramatically to more than 3,700 people, the world took urgent action. The devastating earthquake in Turkey and Syria early on February 6, local time, has now killed at least more than 3,700 people, a horrifying number. According to the latest update from AFP, by the early morning of February 7, Vietnam time, at least 1,444 people were killed across Syria after a terrible earthquake with an epicenter in southwestern Turkey. In the areas controlled by the Syrian government, the death toll has reached 711 people while the number of injured is 1,431, the Syrian Ministry of Health said. Meanwhile, in rebel-held areas in northwestern Syria, at least 733 people have been killed and more than 2,100 others injured. Currently, Syria is in a state of disaster after this earthquake. Turkey also reported about 2,316 deaths. Newly updated figures bring the total number of people killed by earthquakes in both Turkey and Syria to at least 3,760. A magnitude 7.8 earthquake shook Turkey and Syria at dawn on February 6, local time. Rescue teams in both countries are grappling with rain and snow to find survivors in the rubble. According to the Geological Survey of Denmark and Greenland, the quake's tremors could be felt as far as Greenland. On the afternoon of February 6, another earthquake with a magnitude of 7.5 shook southeastern Turkey. On February 6, both Turkey and Syria urgently appealed to the international community for assistance to overcome the consequences of natural disasters and received responses from many countries around the world. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres announced that staff of the organization were present in Turkey and Syria to assess the needs of each country and provide assistance, and expressed confidence that the international community would help thousands of families affected by this disaster. On the same day, Sweden, which currently holds the rotating presidency of the European Council, decided to activate the accompanying political crisis response, IPCR, to coordinate the support measures of the European Union, EU, to help Turkey and Syria overcome the effects of the recent earthquake. In Russia, President Vladimir Putin spoke by phone with his Turkish counterparts Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Bashar al-Assad of Syria, pledging to send rescue forces to help. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, 300 Russian servicemen have been deployed to Syria to assist in clearing debris after a devastating earthquake that killed hundreds of people. On the Chinese side, also on February 6, Foreign Ministry spokesman Mao Ning said that the country is closely monitoring the situation in Turkey and Syria, and expressed condolences to the victims of the disaster, and sympathies with the families of those who lost their loved ones and those who were injured. Meanwhile, many countries have also spoken out to share and urgently deploy support for Turkey. Immediately after the earthquake, the leaders of the member countries of the Visegrad Group, also known as the V4 Group, including the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, and Hungary, expressed their deep sympathies with Ankara, and urgently elected rescue teams arrived in Turkey to assist. On the same day, Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis spoke by phone with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and offered immediate support to Ankara. In the US, President Joe Biden said that the government of this country has worked closely with Turkey, allowing Washington to respond immediately after the devastating earthquake. U.S. aid teams are rapidly deploying to begin assisting search and rescue efforts in Turkey and addressing the needs of the injured and post-war evacuations, Biden said. Earthquake. On the evening of February 6, Israel's humanitarian rescue group called Olive Branches, carrying medicine, medical equipment, and rescue, also set off to Turkey to assist in overcoming the consequences of the earthquake. Early morning of the same day. Up to now, at least 45 countries have announced to send and are ready to send rescue forces to Turkey to assist the country in overcoming the consequences of the 7.8 magnitude earthquake. Until the end of February 6, there was no information about Vietnamese citizens affected by the earthquake. Ms. Nguyen Phu Tan Hoang, first secretary of the Vietnamese embassy in Turkey, said that the embassy has continuously monitored closely and actively contacted the local authorities as well as the Vietnamese community to find out information and be ready to implement measures to protect citizens. In the coming days, the embassy will send officials to some localities with relatives affected by the earthquake to grasp the situation and provide timely support. To receive support in case of need, citizens can contact the Citizen Protection Hotline number. Vietnamese Embassy in Turkey, +90 545 785 8548. Embassy of Vietnam in Iran, concurrently Syria +98 930 645 9865. Citizen Protection Hotline, +84 981848484.